On a recent trip home to Scotland to visit my family, my brother made a comment that started me thinking. He said, I wish I had asked Dad about his wartime experience. He must have had lots of things happen to him over that 5 years, and I'm sure his stories would be every bit as interesting as some of the ones you see in the war movies. But I don't know because I never asked him. And of course, I didn't either. Our dad actually had an interesting name. He had several names, and one of them was really interesting and unusual. And I've often wondered how he got it and why, but I never asked him, so I still don't know. And of course, as I had thought about this, I realised we could have also asked our mother questions that would have filled in other parts of our family history. But we didn't. So large chunks of our own personal history are lost. And of course, that is one of the most important and popular reasons for doing a family memoir. Elderly people have life stories, they have experience, they have philosophies, they have history, they have opinions, and they deserve to be given a voice. These people have lived lives that affect their descendants, you and me, and they deserve to be able to express their opinions and their ideas and tell us about their history. Descendants deserve to know if Grandad was a war hero or even just a hero to his family. And of course, the elderly themselves deserve an opportunity to tell their story. I was recently contracted to ghostwrite a memoir for a lady who was approaching her 90th birthday. She had made it known that there were parts of her life that her family didn't know, and she was interested in putting them down in writing as a sort of legacy to them. Her daughter contracted me to ghostwrite the book, and as we've done the interviews, I have been fascinated by this lovely lady and her life story and her philosophy of life. I'm sure that it's going to be the best 90th birthday present that she could have got. So if you're interested in doing a memoir for an elderly relative, here are some points to remember. First, the best way to get the information from them is to ask questions and record the questions and record the answers. In other words, interview them. But for goodness sake, don't make it sound like a formal interview. It should be more just like a conversation with mum or dad. Much better to do it in the comfort of their own home, maybe over a cup of tea or coffee. Of course, if it's your relative, this will be easy because it'll just be like a normal conversation. If you feel that you need the help of a professional though, make sure that you hire a ghostwriter who has memoir experience, because they will know not only how to make the person feel comfortable, but also fascinating and interesting. Because I'm an expert interviewer myself, for example, I know how to dig deeper and how to ask further questions that will help people to uncover memories that they may have forgotten. And of course, that makes for a much richer memoir. Add visuals. We all love to look at photographs of our own lives and to talk about the content. So ask the person in advance to dig up their favourites and then use the photographs to guide you through the conversation and also to add a little bit of pop to the memoir itself. Put them in the book. Even if they're old photographs and the quality isn't great, it doesn't matter. If they're good enough that you can recognise the faces in the photographs, put them in the book because they belong there, they're part of the story. Elderly people may tire easily, so if you're interviewing somebody for a business book, that's a different thing, but for the elderly, they can tire. So watch for signs that they are getting tired and give lots of breaks, or even stop the session and arrange to pick it up again on another day. Finally, the voices of the elderly can be frail or even just very quiet. So make sure that your recording is set up to do the best recording you possibly can and do frequent sound checks. Otherwise, you might find yourself paying your transcription service a premium for difficult recordings. So if this is something that interests you, please send me an email to helen@mhwilkiebooks.com and we can have a free consultation. Whether you decide to hire me to do the project or not, I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have about this interesting and very fulfilling project.